Yo, this is kind of wild. Somebody yesterday in the comment section said that they're convinced that they saw a picture once upon a time of Scott dressed like a woman. I was like, I think I've seen it too, you know. But then somehow I came across it, and actually came across it from Word on the Street Reality, which is provided to us by Kiki and Kabit. So shout out to them. Because of course, once something is on the internet, it's always on the internet. So Scott can continue deleting stuff, but it'll always find a way to resurface. But either way though, this is him dressed as Dr. April Carter, someone else who's also a part of 90 Day Fiancé, Love in Paradise. And it's kind of sad because why did Scott actually delete this picture? Now that is the golden question. If you ask me, well, I'll tell you exactly why. Actually, no, forget that. Scotty will tell you exactly why. No, actually, Dr. April Carter will tell you in Scott version how this all came about. Well, you see, guys, I was on a live stream with April and Mark. The thing is, in that live stream, we was talking about my financials, and April decided to give me some advice. After that live stream's over, in return, I decided to dress up like a woman. I mean, don't you think my wig is just lovely? Oh my god. Tell you this now, all these weaves and wigs that ladies be wearing all the time and natural hair, it ain't touching what I've got going on. Oh my god. But that's because when Scott does something, it's always giving me center of attention. Tiffany still got a better smile than me though. But with that being said though, obviously I end up getting backlash for uploading a picture of me dressed like April, or should I say my version of Dr. April Carter. So I decided to delete it. I mean, will I take accountability for the fact that she was trying to help me and then I decided to dress up like her out of nowhere just for no specific reason that everyone else found creepy? To be honest with you, I wasn't being creepy. It was all you being creepy by just thinking that I was being creepy. So I will take no accountability because at the end of the day, I'm Scott and I'm always going to do what I want to do because Scotty knows best. What's going on, people? We are back again with another freaking video, and this one right here is all about Scotty again. It's literally like we cannot get a break. Each time I make a video, upload a video, within seconds, boom, something else happens. It is absolutely crazy. But hey, sometimes in life, some people just don't know when to just slow down, stop in their tracks, and then just go mute for a minute. You know what I mean? Some people just love to keep responding and responding. They love to add more fuel to the fire. But sadly, we do live in a world where a lot of people love to be toxic as hell, which is hella freaking annoying. Now, of course, going back to the whole idea of Scott being a delete guy, and also going back to my video yesterday, I spoke about him being a womanizer. Well, it turns out there's actually an article, not necessarily similar to what I was saying, but an article that had the same agenda to what I was saying. And that was the fact that Scott has a thing where he's always trying to grab female attentions, and if he doesn't get his own way, what does he do? He blocks and deletes. So yesterday, obviously, I exposed some screenshots of somebody that reached out to me, obviously regarding Scott and because Scott didn't get his own way with FaceTime, he decided to block and delete. Now, here's the thing. Some of you people may or may not remember there was a time before when Scott talks about being homeless, okay? And obviously at that time, what happened? Well, let me show you.
I was crying, homeless in my car and everything, and people wanted to go fund me, and I shot that down. And people wanted to go fund me, and I shot that down. And then I did.
It's funny because he didn't shoot nothing down, but we'll continue.
You know, they're like, hey, do a CashApp or Venmo, because my cars were maxed out, I didn't have money at home and all that stuff. So I ended up getting like $500.
How do you go from, oh, I shut it down, to then actually, no, I ended up making a Venmo on the CashApp? Okay, buddy.
And a few of the people that gave me money, they gave me like $20, and then they're lighting me up with DMs. They were trying to have sex with me. They wanted me to hang out with them. And I'm like, no. And then they delete the messages. And then they're like, then it looks like, oh, I gave him money and then he unfollowed me. And then Mac and Cheesema and all these people post these crazy narratives. And listen, if there's anything, I'm a straight shooter. And I think people know that.
People don't know nothing but that you're a liar. But let's just really elaborate on the fact that, you know, he talks about you know, this whole narrative where people are against him because, you know, whenever he speaks to someone, he would then just block them and delete them, and how he's basically denying that ever happened. Well, I mean, end of the day, we got proof right here that that is something that he does, because to be honest with you, somebody then did actually reach out to him, as you can see right here, provided to us by Words on the Street, aka Kiki and Kibitz. There are screenshots right here, as you can see, somebody having a conversation with Scott, and this person's legit just talking about how they also need help, you know, and Scott's reply is, I have my own issues going on, I can't help you. You know, this person's obviously, I wouldn't go as far as saying pour their heart out, but this person is definitely, you know, taking the time to write down, you know, a certain amount of detail in terms of obviously what they're going through and all that kind of stuff. And Scott's response is just, I have my own issues going on, I can't help you. Now, don't get me wrong, does anyone have a right to message him and say so and so? I mean, we can argue and say no, but also at the same time, we can argue and say yes, because when Scott was allegedly going through a bad time, what did he do? He came to the internet and literally was talking about, oh, I'm stuck here, guys, I'm homeless, and then all of a sudden, boom, bam, out of nowhere, he's back home, and within hours, shall I add, and he's also now got money in his pocket. Yeah, I mean, end of the day, Scott can continue talking all of this madness that he loves to talk, but the reality is that the proof always outweighs the nonsense that comes out of his mouth. But that is scary for you.
So here it is that because you gave me $10, which I'm very appreciative, but you're my master and I'm your slave. And when you summon me to talk to you for 3-4 hours at night, and you want me to call you all the time and text you, and now you feel like I'm neglecting you.
I'm sorry, but I gotta ask a simple question. When Scott just said everything that he just said there, you know, in fact, I'm actually gonna repeat that bit there. You know what I'm saying? Let's go back a little bit, because when he says that, I'm thinking to myself, rah, it doesn't sound like you're talking about somebody else. It sounds like you're talking about yourself, because the way Liz was acting, as if the way she was trying to get away from you, kind of made it abundantly clear that you're the one that's obsessive the way you're talking right here, right now.
Appreciative, but you're my master and I'm your slave. And when you summon me to talk to you for 3-4 hours at night, and you want me to call you all the time and text you, and now you feel like I'm neglecting you, and you get vindictive, and now you're gonna make some crazy narrative that he took money and then he blocked me. It's freaking hilarious.
But you know what though? Is what I'm gonna show you next that really hit the bottom of the barrel. Oh my goodness gracious me. I just don't know why sometimes people don't like take a minute to watch back what they've actually posted or what they're going to post and think, you know what? I actually sound dumb as hell. In fact, I actually sound like as if maybe I'm actually threatening people right now. Wait, hold on a minute. He legit is threatening people right now. Let's play the damn thing.
Post stuff about me, and then you're not going to own it, and you're just going to say, hey, I'm just sharing it. That's everybody, not just one person, all of them. If you're going to post fake crap, create narratives, or how about the truth with lies? How about the fact that I was broke?
I just want to say that Scott right now has his top on, so that means he's not being fully transparent. He's probably said, if you know, you know. Well, let's continue.
I was living in my car and I had no money, and people were kind enough to reach out to me to get me enough money to get home. But how about the fact that I got $30,000 in medical bills from my stroke? How about that I'm filing a Chapter 7 bankruptcy that will be public soon? How about that?
How about this whole sympathy act? Nobody gives a damn. This whole sympathy act isn't going to make people like you. How about you stop saying how about and you take some accountability? Because in reality, the more you say how about, I mean, I'm starting to fall asleep with the how about. Sorry, yeah. Anyway, so how about, Scotty boy, you stop playing the sympathy card and you stop doing this whole narrative where you want people, where you want everything to be about you. Hey guys, can everybody feel sorry for me? Like, how about you do that for me? But how about you stop abusing the power that you think you have? blocking and deleting people just because you don't like what they've got to say, blocking and deleting people just because they're not giving you what you want. God damn, you're embarrassing yourself. Anyway, we continue with the Big Ed 2.0.
How about let's just beat Scott up when he's down? I mean, do you guys get satisfaction from that? Because I'm not going to lose any sleep, but I'm telling you what, I will freaking call you out. You know why? Because I have nothing to lose. Nothing to lose.
Funny, because somebody that has nothing to lose wouldn't sit there consistently blocking people, and also at the same time, somebody that has nothing to lose wouldn't actually go out of their way to go on the internet to actually research and find if people are talking about them. And trust me when I tell you, I know a whole lot about the feeling of I have nothing to lose, because that is basically me. You don't see me behaving the way you're behaving, Mr. I have nothing to lose, man. God damn. But anyway, we continue.
Everything to gain. I'm going to be bankrupt soon. So guess what? Misery needs company. I'm going to bring you down too. And everyone's going to know about it. All my 35,000.
Yo, that's sad that you're actually admitting that because you're allegedly miserable, you're going to bring people down with you. But hold on a minute. A second ago, when you was homeless, allegedly, obviously, which would have meant you'd have been in misery, you wasn't looking to bring people down with you then. You was looking to use people to give you money. So which one is it? Are you going to use your misery to bring people down, or use your misery to use people to give you money? Or like, what's going on here? Make your mind up, Scotty. Mr. Contradict yourself every bloody second you say anything.
Followers that are growing every day are going to know about you, and I'm going to bring you down.
Hey, buddy, chill, man. Whoa, don't hurt nobody. Don't hurt nobody. You know what I mean? It's going to bring us all down and all them kind of things. I mean, honestly, it's kind of crazy though, because this guy has a habit of actually threatening people, and I don't know why this actually isn't even talked about even more. And I say this because you see, actually, you know what? Let's go back a step. You know how he talked about his 35k followers? Like, bro, okay, you got 35k followers. Who gives a damn? I mean, to be honest, you probably got 35k haters. I mean, according to you, you probably think that everyone on your channel or on your page is probably there just to slander you, just to pick on you. I mean, to be honest with you, here's the thing, right? Where have you got 3k, 13k, 30k? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But Scott, you see, he loves to make that abundantly clear. Now, he's in a situation, or was in a situation with Josh. We all know Josh always sliding into everyone's bloody DMs, you know what I mean? And as you can see, him and Josh have some sort of quarrel happening right here, right now. And in this little quarrel here that Josh has then posted, well, there is a point where Scott talks about how, yeah, you may, but I have a personality unlike you. I have 32k followers and you got 200k bots. Like, rah. For someone who claims to be an alpha male, which is something that we're going to get into in a little bit too, because trust me when I tell you, this guy is not an alpha, but it's hilarious the way he portrays himself. But either way though, following, because he's unhappy with Josh for trying to talk to so-and-so, and you know, I believe he's unhappy with him trying to talk to Lydia, him obviously talking about Tiffany. So Scott gets in his feelings. But in this one, as you can see, he now says to Josh, bring your sorry ass, I'll DM my address and we can solve it in my backyard, another keyboard warrior. So now we're in a situation where he's now even looking to have fights with somebody else again. So he wants to have a fight with the public, with the people talking about him. And he also wants to fight with someone else who's also from, I guess, the same world as him in the reality world. Like, why does this guy always want to be so aggressive for? But you know what though? I like this is happening because you see, that moment when he got up and he raised his voice towards Nicole, I said, roid rage. And I said that the way this guy is moving, right, I don't trust it, because the aggression he was using towards such a tiny little girl, to be fair with you, you know what I mean, and two women, it just wasn't appropriate. It gave me visions of someone that probably likes to put his hands on people, you know what I mean? But I'm not saying they like to do it on women, don't get it twisted. I'm just saying that his energy was giving me very violent vibes. Some people agree to me, and some people were like, oh yeah, but you know, Nicole deserved this, so did Lydia, because they had been attacking him, bloody daddy da. And I'm like, listen, I couldn't give a damn about what Nicole and Lydia was doing to him in the season, because the matter of fact is, no man should be standing up like that in an aggressive way towards any woman or anyone in that matter anyway. Because if he does do that, usually means he's ready to go for a freaking fight. If you dig what I'm saying, okay, usually means that. But either way though, we're now in a situation where we fast forward, and now we're seeing him threatening the public. My misery, I'll bring it with me. He'll bring it all down with me. And now he's in a situation where he's like, oh, come to my backyard. Like, raw. And this is the same guy that when he first made a video about me, He said he said he was trying to tell me that, listen, so you wanted me just to sit there and take them shouting at me and all that kind of stuff. I'm thinking to myself, you're missing my point though. My point is that your aggression is showing me signs of someone that's a bit too aggressive. And now you're out here talking about keyboard warriors, but either way, you're the one who's been a keyboard warrior by saying, hey, I'll send you my address. I'm assuming that if I was from the States, I'm pretty sure you would have maybe offered me the same deal. You know what I mean? I mean, to be honest with you, if you had, even though I don't really believe in violence like that, but I do believe in profit, I would have been like, listen, you can sort out the fight, but how much? Oh, but hold on a minute, you're broke, right? You're bankrupt, right? You have no money, right? So therefore, you would have needed that fight, right? Anyway, I'm just messing. But listen, let's move on though, because there's more to come. So much more to come, because now we're going to emphasize on him calling himself an alpha, him really believing that he's this alpha male, when in reality, he's nowhere near an alpha male. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know what kind of male he is, but it ain't alpha. But let's get into it.
I'm tired. I don't want to do this. Give me the tacos. I don't want the penises. I want the tacos.
But here's the from an alpha male perspective, it's always awesome if you can convert a girl back. That's the great thing. Like, if she's lesbian, I convert her back to the dark side. You know, that's every guy. What we talk about it, Jay.
Look at this, Jamie is no lesbian. I'm lesbian, guys.
Just because she's hot enough to play both fields, not preference, people. She wants to be with a woman. Okay, give her her
So people want him like with a guy, like instead of a girl, basically.
If it was all over, I may convert to the other. Might be on the next season, like, hey, I'm looking for a really nice guy. So.
Now, we all know that Scott is very, very bad. Very, very bad at reading the room. But you know how, like, when he said that, everybody was just laughing at him? You know what I mean? And to be fair with you, Ellie looked like she just didn't even want to be there anymore. You know what I mean? Richie was just trying to say something just to be like, okay, let's just say something. You know, and Jamie was just confused. She was just like, what's going on here? What's this guy talking about? And then now he wants to end it. And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't my man end it by saying maybe I'll come back for another season and I'll just be looking for a guy instead? If that's what I heard, I guess this all makes sense, right? And I guess the wig at the very beginning all makes sense. Hey guys, it's not Scott, it's Scotty. How you doing? You know what though, man? Honestly, I don't know if this guy needs help of some kind, but it is getting to that point now where it is becoming ridiculous to just witness. And to be honest with you, he really needs to remove himself off the internet, because being on the internet is definitely not doing him any favors. It's making him act out even more and more and more and more and more. And it's becoming sad as hell. And listen, I haven't even got to the part of where... Well, I'm not even going to show, I'm just going to say it. So we've got the point where obviously we have the situation with Tiffany. Tiffany has then responded, but then again, I should show it because some people may not have seen Tiffany's response. So let me show you.
I got tea. So today I woke up to this video message on Instagram from a fellow cast member, right? And everyone kept sending it to me in my DMs. I'm like, what the hell is this? So I read it and I was like, flabbergasted. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys like a cut up, like sped up version of that clip.
Hey Tiffany, I just want to reach out and say hi. Just want you to know I think you're very beautiful. I do have like a little crush on you. And I think you're muy bonita. And I'd love a chance to win your heart if you're open to it. I'm always willing to make a drive up your way. Hope you have a great night. And think about it. I'm sure you have a million guys that would love to hang out with you. And I'd be flattered to hang out with you once. And at the end of the day, I'm a good guy and a big heart and the best intentions. And love a chance to make you smile. Okay. All right. Good night. Your smile's better than mine.
What do I say? What do I say?
Originally, I wasn't even going to talk about this bit because I was like, I don't know why she's taking herself to social media, but then I realized because he did it, she did it. And it's interesting because, to be honest, the fact that she was like, what do I say? It clearly means that she wants to say bloody no. And she knew that her audience would be like, say no to this guy. I guess sometimes it's easier to get your audience to say no to someone rather than you directly telling someone that you're not interested. Then again, though, what one would I prefer? Which one would feel more insulting? Well, I would feel more insulted if somebody went to their public, went to the audience, and got the audience to reject me rather than them rejecting me directly. God damn. But then again, though, this is what happens when you ask someone out publicly rather than doing it privately, you know, in a more respectful manner. You act like it, and this is what happens. But, Scott then did actually respond to this. And to be honest with you, I'm going to say this to you now. If you are eating any food, I recommend you stop eating before you choke. If you are driving, I recommend that you stop and you park your car somewhere. If you are at work, I recommend that you leave where you are right now because I don't want you to be puking in front of your work colleagues. You know what I mean? Because goddamn, what's to come next? Yeah, it's a bit of a peak one still. You think seeing Scott topless is one bad thing? Well, we're about to see him in a whole different light that I can only say really creates the definition of creep even more when it comes to your boy, Scotty.
Singing in the shower. Kind of excited about some things. So let me try this. Hello, is it me you're looking for? 'Cause I wonder where you are, and I wonder what you do. Are you somewhere feeling lonely? Or is someone loving you? Tell me how to win your heart, 'cause I haven't got a clue. But let me start by saying, I really like Tiffany.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have nothing else to add. Please make sure you leave a like on your way out, comment down below, and feel free to subscribe. Hey, we're done. Peace.